Hello, welcome to the Knife Yak channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Benchmade 710. This is the old version. They've come out with a new version of the 710 a few months ago, and this is the same basic shape and size, but the current version is upgraded with, I don't know, I guess everything better, and it costs a lot more, but they don't make it like this anymore. This is the one I bought way back when they first came out, back in the late 90s or early 2000s. I don't remember exactly, but this was the first, as far as I know, this is the first Benchmade knife ever to feature their proprietary axis lock, and the axis lock is no longer protected by patent. So now a lot of different knife makers are using the basic idea and call it the lots of different names, right? So crossbar lock, able lock, whatever. But there's something about having this on the original that I guess should give you a warm, fuzzy feeling. So just a little bit about this knife. So when this first came out back in the, I don't know, 25 years ago or whenever it was, I bought one and I liked it enough that I ended up buying another one. So I have two of these. One with a plain blade and one with the black coated blade. And this at the time became my daily carry knife, and I liked it enough that it replaced the AFCK and a lot of other knives that I could have carried, and I still like it, but I don't carry it anymore, and there's some reasons for that. Part of the problem is that my employer now has a 3.5 inch blade length restriction, and the axis lock AFCK, sorry, the AFCK and this 710 both are over the blade limit. And so the blade is about 4 inches on this, and maybe 3 7/8 inches, and the dimensions are the same on the current configuration. So this has G10 handle scales. It has the steel is ATS 34, which at the time was pretty good steel, right? So the current ones are M390 steel, and they have anodized aluminum handles, and I'm sure there's some improvements in the construction. So this old version has what I believe are Teflon washers. The new one, I'm guessing, is probably bronze washers. So it's going to be, it'll fit together better, and it'll have just a certain level of niceness that this one doesn't have. But I like it. I really do like the shape of the handle, and this is the other day I made my video about knife handle ergonomics, and I featured this 710 in that video as a type of example of more or less neutral handle. So you get the benefit of a swell in the front part of the handle to keep your hand from sliding forward, and you have some swell in the back to keep everything in your hand, and just this real gentle curve here is just really good. I just feel like it was really versatile, and I could carve wood with this, and I could just do all the normal daily tasks, and it was just a really good all-around handle shape. Although I never really did like this peak up here at the top, so that's still a feature of the new iteration of the 710, as is the recurved blade. I do not like the recurve. I don't need the recurve, and I find that, to me, it feels like a concession to aesthetics. It makes the knife look cool, I guess, although I don't think it does. But you get this little bit of recurve here, and yeah, I guess if you're cutting rope under tension or materials like nylon line and things like that, it probably does help catch the material a little bit, but not enough to warrant the hassle of sharpening into that curve. So The thumb studs on this thing are very close to the handle. It makes it a little bit hard to deploy because there's not much to grab there, and the texturing on the thumb studs isn't enough to really give you something to push against. And this knife has a really tight action, so you can't just flick it open. So you're pretty much going to slow roll it open, which is fine. But you can also do the inertial gravity shake open method. It works for that. But so the blade on this 710 is fairly narrow, and being a saber grind, the primary bevel doesn't start until you get way down here, and it doesn't give you a very wide blade, and so the geometry was never great on this knife. I've thinned it out a little bit recently. I just sharpened it, but there's always this little part back here that's kind of hard to sharpen, or at least on the flat stones. But you know, you can get around that, but you can actually sharpen all the way, almost all the way to about right here with the flat stone. So it's not a huge problem. I just don't see the benefit outweighing the, I don't know. I just think if this was just a plain straight edge, it would have looked just as good, and it would have satisfied me that I wasn't just buying it because I thought it looked cool, because I really don't. That's actually kind of an ugly knife, if you ask me, but ugly in a good way for the most part. I don't like the peak right here where the thumb goes. And so anyway, I liked this knife enough that I carried it every day or most every day for about 10 years. And so then I guess what happened was my brother gave me the Spyderco PM2 in S110V. And once I got this knife, there's just no looking back. I stopped carrying the Benchmade 710, and I'll probably never go back to it. It's just I've been spoiled now. I just like the handle better on the PM2. I like the blade better. I like the steel better. On the new Axis, like I keep calling it the Axis lock, because back in the day this was called the Benchmade 710 Axis lock. Right, so when I say Axis lock, that's still what I call this, but the 710 has just been replaced, and I still have fond memories of this knife. I remember carving Pinewood Derby car for my son when he was in Cub Scouts with this knife, but I like this better. I like the PM2 better. I like the compression lock better. And I don't know, there's just no turning back now. I've been spoiled. So, yeah, I guess the moral of the story is the Benchmade has the new version of this knife, and it costs like $450, and M390 steel, anodized aluminum handles, and all the other goodies that come with whatever their latest, greatest manufacturing techniques entail. I'm not going to buy one of those. But if anybody does, I don't blame you. It's a good knife. It's a good design, and they are kind of cool, but not for $450. Now, for me, this knife is more, it's in my memory bag right now. I liked it. I just won't carry it. It's just been replaced in my estimation by more modern and more interesting and more functional designs. But it is a good knife. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks for watching.